The single strongest impression has been that the solicitors profession are having to work in an incredibly complex environment. I have still 9 months on to get to grips with the real complexity of the current regulatory framework. But the other side of that is that the vast majority of solicitors are doing a great job delivering for the people of Scotland. I think from a consumer perspective, and I can describe this from my own experience, it is about being clear what's on offer, who's able to provide what, and what the costs will be. I think the issue of cost is one that obviously concerns most people, and I think it's not as transparent and predictable as it might be. I think one of the things that I was surprised by when I joined was that I'd never given any thought to the fact that lawyer and solicitor aren't mutually interchangeable, and I do think that in itself is really confusing for the public, and I think we have to address that. I think beyond that, to the wider unregulated providers, I think we have to make a decision at some point as to when is it up to the consumer to decide whether they want to choose someone who is regulated or whether they are willing to go elsewhere at a stage that it might be cheaper but might carry bigger risk. And again, that's about transparency of information for the public. I think we have a very narrow definition at the moment in terms of restricted legal services, but the vast majority of the legal services people use are way beyond that at the moment. I tend to phrase it in two very brief questions as the kind of headline summary. The first is, what is the current regulatory framework stopping you doing? And what would you like a new regulatory framework to enable you to do? And that's the two easiest questions to answer. I hope as many members of the society will contribute to the call for evidence and respond before the end of March as possible.